Good evening, everyone. Welcome to SPY Intraday Price Action Analysis on Movement Charts. Today's SPY printed a bullish Morbosu candle, taking support from this fair value gap as well as 5 EMA and broke out of this trend line. Close right at this fair value gap level. So price currently is in the resistance level. If price gaps up tomorrow, then we have resistance at 691.6 and 695. If we pull back, then we have support at 684.5 followed by 681. Price is a little far away from 9 and 20 EMA on daily time frame. Moving on to hourly time frame. So on the hourly time frame, price opened gap down today, but took support from this fair value gap as well as this support level, and also from 20 EMA, printing a bullish candle closing above this support level of 678.5. Then from there, price was in uptrend for the rest of the day. Closed at 686 from 680. Moving on to 15 minutes time frame for intraday price action analysis. So on the 15 minutes time frame, price opened the gap down. Price opened below this head and shoulder pattern we discussed on the weekly analysis video, but it took support from this fair value gap as we discussed on the weekly analysis, and then printed a strong bullish candle on the second 15 minutes of the session today. Closed above this neckline resistance of this head and shoulder, validating the back pattern. Price also left a fair value gap between the first and the third 15 minutes of the candle. And later it printed a hammer candle dipping into the fair value gap. Then price formed this inverted head and shoulder pattern on 15 minutes time frame. Breaking out of that pattern led the massive move to test this fair value gap on daily time frame. On the hourly time frame, RSI is again went into the RSI 70 territory. So any pullback on the lower time frame may get bought to move further up. We have a fair value gap here to provide support in the upcoming sessions. Let's see how it opens up tomorrow. Price action for tomorrow will depend how it opens tomorrow. The charts of some tech stocks are looking good after today's closer, like Oracle printed a bullish Morbosu candle of 12.69% move, breaking this descending triangle pattern with huge volume today, which took support at 200 SMA on weekly time frame. But the major support level on the larger time frame, we can see a descending triangle breakout on the daily time frame. Price also closed well above 20 EMA, so it can move up to 165 before pullback, or even if it pullbacks now, we have support at 149, 150. We look closely earlier at the same level it printed a inside bar and we had a strong move of 10%. Then price was just consolidating between these two levels for about 2 months. between these two ranges 165 and 135. Now again printed a bullish Morbus candle of 12.6% move, collecting liquidity below this internal support and formed a Morningstar candlestick pattern setup here. Similarly, Microsoft also printed a bullish engulfing candle after last 2 days small doji candles. I was looking for this candle on Friday, but it printed today, closing well above 20 EMA and daily time frame, taking support from this inverse fair value gap we were discussing on the weekly analysis. We still have this trend line resistance for Microsoft, and we have earnings on this month end. But so far it looks good, and Microsoft also on the larger time frame trading around the 200 SMA. Then Reddit also printed a bullish engulfing candle earlier. It had inside doji candle, and today's bullish Morobosu candle printed right at 20 EMA. So earlier price was consolidating in this range between 151 and 130. Then it corrected a liquidity below this consolidation range, and then printing a bullish candlestick pattern setup, closing into this range again. Looks like this is a manipulation for this accumulation, and we got a bullish Morobosu candle right at 20 EMA. We may go and test 177, even this gap around 205 and 212, which will be the 61.8% fib level between this resistance and this support. And Vivo was in a long time downtrend, and today it printed a bullish engulfing candle, which is also bullish Morobosu candle, breaking out of this trend line resistance, closing above 20 EMA. It may go and test 5.8 before pulling back and eventually test 7.5. In case if it breaks below this trend line, then it will be a breakdown, and it will attack to its downtrend. Now, as of now, it looks good because we had this bullish inside bar setup on March end, and then on April 2nd, it collected liquidity below this setup, and it has been consolidating quite some time around this resistance of 5.08. Then today it printed a strong bullish candle, breaking out of this trend line resistance. So we have resistance at 5.82 followed by 7.57. Looking at Bitcoin, we can see this symmetrical triangle breakout today, printing a bullish engulfing candle, taking support right around 20 EMA with heavy volume. Today's volume was higher than the usual recent days volume. We can also see this double bottom pattern setup. After printing this bullish using candle, Bitcoin has been consolidating within these two range for so long. Even till now, it did not break this resistance, but this move after taking support for the third time here invalidated this fair value gap, as well as today it invalidated this fair value gap also, even though we had this evening star candlestick pattern set up yesterday. Today it printed a strong bullish engulfing candle with high volume, breaking out of this symmetrical triangle pattern. So we may go and test 78.5, even 84.5, this resistance. We also have a 20 EMA weekly time frame around 77.900, around this resistance, the previous support. So far it has three back-to-back green candles on the weekly time frame, taking support at this 63.8 level. And the quarterly time frame, Bitcoin took support from 20 EMA, and at the opening price of this strong bullish candle printed on October 24, so we may go and test low of this candle, 80.5K. Thank you for watching.